Hey guys, I'm Rain Unger, and this is another edition of Under the Radar presents Movie Commentaries. And tonight we have a very special treat. We're going to be doing commentary for the 1999 classic. Yes, it is a classic in my mind and in other people's minds as well. Being John Malkovich. This movie is so weird. It's so great. And for me, it just gets better every time I see it. And with me tonight to celebrate this wonderful film, I've got Mr. Chris Clemente. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good to see you, Chris.
Good to
And
see
Mr.
you.
Matt Roren, host of Cult Cafe. Welcome back, sir, as well.
Hello, good to be here.
Yes. So here we are. We're about to celebrate Spike Jonze classic, penned by the great Charlie Kaufman. This movie, I guess you can call it an indie. It's definitely a cult film. It was a small film when it came out in '99. And it really just got a lot of love back then. It was nominated for 3 Academy Awards. I believe it was director, original screenplay, and for Catherine Keener's supporting performance. So I remember seeing this in '99. I think I was about 13, 14, and it was a weird one to see, but I'm glad I did. And, you know, it just gets better. Like I said, every time I see it, you like discover new things about it. So I want to know, Matt, what was your first experience for the film?
This was one of those. I was working at Comac Multiplex, part of the National Amusements chain, when this came out. And I remember we got the posters in, and I was a huge fan of Spike Jonze from his music videos. Right. He did all the great Beck and like Weezer and Bjork videos, and I obviously love Cusack and John Malkovich, and I was like, this looks so great. Like, we ran the trailer, we didn't get the movie though, so I was bummed. I actually saw it at the theater I work at presently, Cinema Arts Center in Huntington. Saw it there, so I saw it in an indie theater, and I believe this was my first time seeing anything written by Charlie Kaufman, and it was a love affair that began that day, because I mean, his work is extraordinary, and pretty much all of his movies get better every time you see them. There's something magically broken about that man's brain, and I love it.
Magically broken. I love it. Chris, what was your first experience with the film?
Oh man, I saw it after its theatrical release, probably on like a DVD. It was during a time where I was really getting to the craft of film, and I wanted to kind of get my hand on everything. And I saw adaptation first, I believe. And then that kind of blew my mind, and I said, okay, I have to see other things from this Spike guy. So being John Malkovich, I was like, holy moly, like, this is so weird, it's so awesome. And it allowed me to learn more about Charlie Kaufman, so I kind of learned more about him. But it was a great kind of a great plunge into cinema, just watching this film. So yeah, it was kind of one of the early adapters of letting me get on a cinematic lens and cinematic way of thinking.
And it's such a great film, and the style and tone of it is so unique. The writing is brilliant, the performances are great, and it's just, I think this is one of the greatest movies ever made. I think, at least.
I mean, it came out at like such a poignant time in cinema, whereas like what I always called basically like the second big indie bang, because it's like we're all like, it's like this and Rushmore and like Fight Club, like, it was like all these like
The Matrix,
cool, weird, Matrix, like all these, it put movies that push the boundary of film.
And 99 was a good year for that.
Yeah.
I guess it was the Y2K scare.
Yeah.
It definitely
space you were talking about before, American Beauty.
Yeah.
It was pushing that boundary, and like it really a lot of what we see today in like independent cinema. So much of that was inspired and influenced by like this 1 year of fantastic films.
Yeah.
It's like,
So basically leaving the 90s with a bang and starting the 21st century with a bang. So
yeah. Because it's like, you had the what I call like the first indie Big Bang, which was Kids, Clerks, Dazed and Confused, like all the art house directors finally like getting recognized. And then this was like just like taking it up a notch.
Yeah, definitely.
But I guess it was like now not only are they present, their films are like visually as stunning as the big wigs.
Right.
And being John Malkovich definitely ages well. So that's all right, guys. So you guys are streaming the film, as am I. I am on Amazon Prime, actually. I don't know. Everyone else at home. Let's see. Let's try to sync up together. Okay. So we're all at the Universal Studios logo. You could kind of see like a sunrise. You guys are all cued at the same point?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, so on the count, I'm going to count down from 3, and when I say play, we will press play. So 3, 2, 1, play. Awesome.
Thing never plays when I ask it to.
And if we're like a second or two off, that's fine. But we should be fine.
Oh no, this is rated R for language and sexuality. I can't watch this.
I think Rushmore opens the same way with the curtain. I'm not. No, I'm thinking. Wait, Royal Tenenbaums. No, Royal
Tenenbaums opens with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Also a great film.
Yes, definitely.
And so originally they wanted this to be Being Tom Cruise. Because they thought that would be a lot sexier and attractive to audiences. But yeah, I think they went with the way they went the creative route with Malkovich. Kind of the obscure actor, unique approach.
To be in the mind of Tom Cruise, that would be
scary.
I know, right? So much Scientology going on.
Right.
98.9% Scientology.
It would be more like The Cell.
Yeah,
And yeah, the puppets were like, I think, specially built for the film. And they're amazing.
Yeah.
Like at some points, it looks like a human, like an actual person is inside that.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. Very weird.
Yeah, so it's a great contemporary dance for a puppet. For sure.
Yeah. So 2 years prior, Cusack and Malkovich worked together on Con Air. A very different film. But,
very different, yeah.
Which I believe.
In an interview with Cusack, he mentioned that like it was really like him that kind of like surfaced this script. He wanted to do something a little bit more off color and something more on the blacklist of filmmaking, and this was one of them. So, from the interview, it took a lot of convincing John Malkovich to do something like this.
Yeah, he was. I think he was half intrigued and half horrified by it.
Right.
And it's weird because it's like it's a fictional version of himself. So that's an interesting character to play. Like, am I a mirror image of myself, or am I like changing things about me? do I know about myself? What don't I know? You know, it's a weird character. Very interesting. Oh, and Cameron Diaz, I think the makeup girl and hair stylist, they were asked to make her look homely, quote unquote homely, which was a challenge during the production. They didn't even recognize her on set.
Hanging out with a chimp.
Yeah. That's actually a staple of I think Charlie Kaufman films. He's used apes in Adaptation and Human Nature.
Yep.
And I think some of his other films. It's like a motif.
Oh, wow.
Huge Cusack fan. Matt, I know you showed, what was it, Tapeheads a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
A month or so ago. He's so, like, diverse in his roles. Like, he never really plays the same guy.
Yeah, which is funny, being that, like, I guess he started his career as playing, like, you know, the same guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, kind of. I guess, like, even later on, like, Grosse Point Blank, and like, there are definitely movies that, you know, High Fidelity, where he's a continuation of '80s Cusack. But,
That's a good point.
But he's definitely, like, it's great that he did stuff like this in Tapeheads. You know, always keeping it and, like, you know, there are tons of movies he's done that are just out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was in what was that? The movie about the Kellogg's?
Oh yeah, from like '94.
Yeah, with Anthony Hopkins was in it, and
it had a weird title. I remember that.
Yeah. But he's been in a lot of weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Midnight Garden of Good and Evil, which is like so classic.
One that stands out for me is The Ice Harvest.
Oh, nice. I actually just watched that for the first time.
It's good. Really good.
Yeah, it was Harold Ramis did that one.
He directed,
Yeah.
A great performance by Billy Bob Thornton and Randy Quaid.
Yeah. I couldn't believe I hadn't seen it before, because I was like, a Harold Ramis movie? Like, I'm like, that I didn't see, starring John Cusack. Like,
A nice combo.
But, yeah, it was great.
Sorry. This scene is hilarious.
So inappropriate.
Again, getting punched all the time as a puppeteer.
It's a hard life.
Can't separate the man from the art, you know?
Oh, and here we have the very twinkly score by Carter Burwell.
Which I, of course, own. I've got a lot of Burwell's scores.
Oh, God. So great.
He's so good. Fargo.
Basically every Coen Brothers film in the 90s.
Yeah. Martin Fink.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, yeah.
You know, he just got that very distinct sound.
Yeah.
It's like fantasy, kind of spooky. I love it. Coming up is the 7.5 floor. I love it. Like, who else would come up with that in a screenplay? You know?
It's a great concept.
And here we have Academy Award winner Octavia Spencer.
Yeah.
Early role.
It's crazy the amount of movies I've watched over the last like couple of years where I'm just like, oh man, she's in that movie. She's in so
Right.
many movies.
Right.
And it was like nobody knew who she was, and she never had a big role. So it was like always just like some lady in an elevator.
A 1-minute scene.
Yeah.
And you know, she knows how to pick them too. Like if you
Yeah.
one movie I love, Snowpiercer. She's
Oh.
in there, and I would not think in 100 years that she would pick something like that. But you know,
But yeah, I mean, even like I love that she even like she did Ma. What a weird,
right,
what
right,
a crazy weird movie.
Is she
Mhm.
like a psychotic woman in that? Or what?
Yeah, where it's just like getting revenge on people who messed with her in high school.
Oh, okay. I can
It's
see
like
that.
it's just like, wow, you did this after you won the Academy Award. This is awesome.
and she did a phenomenal
That's how
job in Witches.
That's how you
Yeah.
can tell who the true artists are.
Right, right,
Yeah.
When they do that stuff after they win Oscars.
right, right.
I respect that.
This set is incredible. I love it. It's
Mhm.
half a floor set.
And it's the waiting room here. It's the elevator area. It's Mr. Lester's office. It's also the room where
Yeah.
John Cusack works. So they had at least 4 different sets built to those specifications. That's very interesting. Oh, Mary Kay Place. Well, we just saw her last night, Matt.
Yep. Yep.
Modern Problems. So yeah, it's a very different film from this.
It's like, the whole idea that like it's not strange to anybody that this half a floor thing, we're just like so normal.
They get used to it.
It's great.
And now here we have Orson Bean, old-time actor. And it's interesting that he was actually in Inner Space, Joe Dante's film, which also dealt with someone entering someone else's
Being inside
body.
of somebody else.
Yeah. So that was a weird trivia I read earlier today. Yeah, I don't know Orson Bean's work very well, but he seems like an interesting character actor.
Yeah. He's another guy who's been in so many movies. It's crazy the amount of people that like are that guy that's been in so many movies, and
Very much in this film, right?
they never get that recognition, and it's like these movies like thrive on dudes like this.
Mm-hmm.
So far in the last 10 minutes, we've had Octavia Spencer and Orson Bean. So
And Mary Kay Place, who's
that's
definitely been in a lot.
a crazy. I would even call it an ensemble cast, really. Though they didn't have a lot of screen time, but it's a pretty great cast.
And this movie too is like what really brought Catherine Keener to like, and like she's like the queen of the indie film,
Right.
Like her resume is outstanding.
Yeah. I think the first thing I ever saw her in was an episode of Seinfeld. She played one of Jerry's girlfriends who paints I think she paints the Kramer.
Yep.
And then after that, people probably know her best for 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah.
And I think Get Out. She like got into more mainstream films.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's still like, she's one of those people that like, at my job, she's in at least 2 movies every year.
Yep.
It's like, okay.
She's great.
They're like, hey, it's been 6 months. Shouldn't we have a Catherine Keener movie? And now she's on Kidding, the Jim Carrey show.
Oh, is that
wow.
Is that Michelle Gondry?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which there's a Charlie Kaufman connection there.
Yes.
Michelle Gondry, and she builds puppets in that in that show. So she
that's funny.
Her whole job on that show is building puppets.
So Catherine Keener was nominated that year for Best Supporting Actress. That was 1999, but she lost to Angelina Jolie in Girl Interrupted.
Yep.
I don't know who's better. I mean, they're very different performances.
They're very different films.
Very different. Yeah.
It's a hard choice. I mean, I like this movie better, but
so definitely more of a feel good.
yeah.
The story of the Merton Flemmer building. Let me just say, I'm really happy we're watching this right now. It's just a great film.
Yeah.
You know, and it needs to be celebrated more.
It really does.
You know?
It's got to be one of the most criminally underlooked films of all time. I mean, it's...
Yeah, for sure. And it really doesn't have, like, any lulls. Like, there are no, like...
No, not at all.
That, like, drag or don't really work. The whole thing works great.
Yeah.
You just want more. The guy on the left, that actor was in a show called Girlfriends in the early 2000s. Yeah, it's on Netflix. I just FYI.
It's just the level of uniqueness that comes from the brain of Charlie Kaufman is like, who would think of a 7.5 floor or just puppets, or it's incredible.
Yeah, and I was
wonder
reading.
I wonder how many rewrites it took to kind of perfect this movie. Yeah.
I want to know where the initial idea came from, because I was reading up a little. I couldn't really find how this.
So many of its films are just like, what were you thinking?
Right.
But they're so perfect. I mean,
right. Even the camera work is great. Like,
oh yeah,
kind of shaky at moments, and
this is also like the beginning of that. Music video directors becoming great film directors.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so Spike Jonze worked music videos for, I'm going to rattle off a few names here: Sonic Youth, Beastie Boys, Fatboy Slim, Daft Punk, Weezer, Bjork, Kanye West, and Arcade Fire. And before his music video career, he actually photographed BMX riders and skateboarders for various magazines. So that was like the beginning of his career.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like the his videos were always in heavy rotation.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think "Sabotage" by the Beastie Boys really blew him up.
Mm-hmm.
That and "Buddy Holly" by Weezer were like the two big.
Right.
The Buddy Holly video, that was where they kind of spliced Happy Days.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It looks so good too, like so seamless. Yeah. I wonder, he doesn't edit his own stuff, does he? Just thought of that.
I don't know. Probably.
I don't know.
Probably.
He probably has a hand in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was edited by Eric Zumbrunnen. So,
I actually just recently watched the Beastie Boys documentary that was directed by. I'm sorry?
Yeah, the one on Apple TV.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, a lot of good stories.
One of the best. Music doc. I'm a music documentary guy. I can't get enough, and that was like one of the best. I love the way it was presented. How it's just like them telling the stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just I love just going through all their albumography and just going through like how everything was made, and it was a good homage to Yalk, a good memoriam for him too. So,
and also directed by Spike Jonze.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Didn't he also do a music video for Notorious B.I.G.? Biggie?
He might have. He did so many.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but like Matt said, he's known for Weezer and Beastie Boys. Those pop into mind.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had released four collections on DVD of like music videos. His was the first one. It was the first like artist. You know, it was like the videos of Spike Jonze. They did the first three were him, Bill Cunningham, who did like all the Aphex Twin and a lot of New York videos, and Michel Gondry, of course, was the third.
Nice.
I know later they did Anton Corbin. But I don't know if they ever did anymore. But those collections are great.
Which is the one that Bjork dances with a giant cat in a suit?
We're talking about the bear.
Was it a bear? I think
Human Behavior. It was her first big video with the big bear.
I thought it was a cat.
That's Spike Jonze also.
Spike Jonze, yeah. I thought it was a big cat in a suit that she was like dancing with. Maybe it was a bear. It was very weird and it stuck out to me.
Yeah. But yeah, that was Bjork's first video, Human Behavior, which was done by Spike Jonze. And I think he did the first like 3 of her videos off that first album. Yeah.
How about this? If I can guess your name in 3 tries, you have to come have a drink with me tonight.
Why not?
Guy.
That's a smart approach, though.
Maxine?
Yeah. Who told you?
Nobody told me. That just came out. What do you think?
Like,
I am dubious, but I don't Welsh. Okay, meet me at the Stuffed Pig, 7 o'clock. If you're late, I will.
Terrier. I love it.
You and love it. Honest, if you like. All eyes are upon me as I speak. Ladies, I am the love god of earth.
One of you gentlemen's volume is a little high.
Spunk is to you, not from heaven. Back to us, this is already fascinating and stuff, and I gotta get back home. Oh, you have a wife. Nice to meet her, Craig. Yes, sir. Shall we say dinner Thursday? You can come too. Think of that? That was a joke. You hear what I said? You can come too. That was a good one. All right, thank you. Maxine. Made it, Maxine.
Just,
Buy a drink, Maxine.
are you married?
Yeah, but enough about me.
Yeah.
What do you have?
I'll more the same, please, Barry.
And I'll have right here.
And it's interesting with Spike Jonze because he does have a unique cinematography to and a design about his films. It's like it's almost dull, like with its color palette, but at the same time, it's distinctly his. You know.
yeah.
Great.
I think the most adventurous I think I've seen him do is probably Her.
Tell me about yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of red in that movie.
yeah, red and pink.
Normally, he sticks to like blacks and grays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, brown, muted colors. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very bright movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he won. Didn't he? He won for that, right? Yeah.
Best, I think, original screenplay.
Screenplay, yeah.
So good.
It's the same old ledge. It's kind of amusing once you get past that. Sorry I didn't call you. It's just hard to get it up.
Yeah, I was worried.
It's really nice to see Cameron Diaz in a role that's not like a romantic comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny like having her playing, the wife, the the homely wife, where it's like so much of her career is being like the girl that every guy is after, like the Mask and Something About Mary, where it's like fighting over her.
And she
And
thinks
she's just feeding a monkey and hanging out.
and later identifies as a man, basically transgender.
I want to know what John Cusack's thing with sandals is. Like his rule, when they asked him to be in Con Air, and he said, only if I'm wearing sandals the whole time. He was like, my only stipulation is my character wears sandals all the time. Like, okay.
Sure.
Did the sandals come up in any other movies of his?
I have no idea. That's just like the story on that I heard. And then, like, he's painting like sandals on her feet or whatever, like fancy ones, but sandals nonetheless.
Huh.
Man, marionettes fascinate me and terrify me at the same time.
I was just thinking that.
It's like such a beautiful art form.
Yeah.
But goddamn, am I frightened of it?
Yeah.
Like they're so creepy, but like the mechanics of them and the effort, just the skill put into.
Right.
I can't even imagine. But yeah, they're absolutely terrifying.
It's nice, isn't it? You see, the idea of being inside someone else's skin and seeing what they see, feeling what they feel.
I wonder how much their backs hurt at the end of the day after filming.
Right.
Oh, John Cusack actually took marionette puppeteering lessons in order to prepare for the role.
Oh, that's really him.
Yeah.
In puppet work. Oh, wow.
That's great work.
Discovery of the portal.
Behind the file cabinet.
The concept is just so perfect where it's like behind a filing cabinet there's a hole in the wall that leads into John Malkovich and then leaves you on the side of the Jersey Turnpike.
And we don't question it. Like,
Yeah,
why?
it's like
It's
how, like not only like how did you come up with step one, how did you come up with any of this? Like let alone all of it.
Right.
I mean, it would take away from the mystery, but I would love to
Yeah.
see like a prequel to this.
Oh.
If they
Story
did,
of the
you
door.
know, you think that would ruin it?
Yeah, oh, sure. I mean, there's some great movies out there that there's this thing that it has to happen a certain way, or else the movie would never happen, and you just don't question it. It's just, and this is one of those movies. Yeah,
The self-contained
right.
work of art.
Right. It's like the scriptwriter's inside joke or something like that.
And now the show Kidding, that's not Kaufman, is it? That's just
No, Michel Gondry.
Yeah.
I think directed the first couple episodes, but I think he co-created it.
Okay. Great film.
But, it's a great show. It's in season
It is, yeah.
finished.
Okay.
But yeah, Jim Carrey plays a Mr. Rogers type. It's going through a divorce, and it's insane. And Catherine Keener is his sister. So.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Sound design. Yeah, Tom Cruise would not have been suitable for this.
Yeah, he definitely needs someone more subdued.
Definitely.
So was Tom Cruise the choice of Charlie Kaufman, or was that a studio note? Like, we might change this to Tom Cruise.
That was like that was a studio exec who wanted that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was probably like, there was no script. It was probably like concept pitched.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's inside of an actor, and they're like, Tom Cruise, make a star in Hollywood. Put him inside Tom Cruise.
Pretty much.
Because I couldn't imagine Charlie Kaufman picking Tom Cruise.
No.
And that may or may not be Malkovich's actual apartment. Yeah, this is Park Avenue here.
Yeah, seriously, seeing this movie in the theater when it came out was just like, honestly, like, it's like one of those things where it's like, you kind of take it for granted, like, when you see weird stuff now.
Yeah.
Like, stuff that's, like, really, like, wow.
Yeah.
And this was, like, one of the first films. I mean, besides, like, I guess, seeing, like, Terry Gilliam films, like, seeing, like, Brazil the first time, it's on par with stuff like that, where it's just, like, the weirdness is just so brilliant. And it just goes over so many people's heads.
Yeah.
But it's
I can just imagine watching this scene in the theater, just this kind of like scope vision right now, and being like, "What the?"
It's just.
Being dropped off by the Jersey Turnpike would piss so many people off alone. Come on, man.
It always makes me think of this movie is there's an ecological center out on Long Island here that pretty much every animal in it has a little plaque that says, like, this animal was rescued from the side of the Jersey Turnpike. And all I can think is, like, they went through John Malkovich's mind and ended up there.
I can believe that.
It was like a bear, and then all of a sudden, the bear's just walking along the side of the Jersey Turnpike. Someone throws a can at him. Think fast, bear! This is like one of the, like this dialogue right here is like so good. The jewel thief.
And he would actually go on to play a jewel thief in Johnny English Reborn, or the first Johnny, one of the Johnny Englishes.
Yeah. I just love how there was like the a trope of this film was just like he was in that jewel thief movie where it's like never played a jewel thief at this point anyway. That's like in so many films. I love those moments where they just like misplace actors.
Yeah,
The whole idea of he's one of the greatest actors of the 20th century, but like nobody knows it. You can name anything he's in.
it's got like a Weird Al Yankovic vibe about him. There.
I do believe this is the only film in which John Cusack sports long hair.
I believe that.
I don't even think he has facial hair in any other movie he's in either.
Didn't he have a mustache in Tapeheads?
He did actually. He had a little weird mustache.
Yeah, pencil thin. Yeah.
Yep.
Really? Yeah. I want to try it then. I want to be John Malkovich tomorrow. That'd be perfect because then I can meet your partner. I'd love to meet.
You can't go during the day. I'll tell you what you want. You do it right now.
Now? Right now.
Yeah, right now. On the way to Lester.
Yeah, Kaufman, like, he shopped this around a lot to different studios, most of which said no initially. Eventually he got lucky with Universal, I guess. And
Universal takes a lot of weird chances.
yeah. Glad they did.
Yep. Which is why it would be just so devastating if, which it appears that they didn't go through with the AMCs and everyone. Well, Regal doesn't matter anymore. They closed shop, but saying that they weren't going to carry Universal films anymore because of they want to do streaming like within 7 days of the movie being released.
Huh.
So
That part of Peacock.
well, yeah, well, NBC I guess owns Universal, or Universal owns NBC, but no, they wanted to do like rental stuff, like video on demand, like theater.
Okay.
To be available, I think, within a week of film coming out, and the theaters all got very mad at that. But Universal is the company that has the most popular horror films, the most popular like children's movies that aren't Disney. So it's like,
and Jurassic World.
it would be, yeah, like every big summer blockbuster that was supposed to come out this year. Would it Universal anyway? The Fast and Furious franchise, they own that. The Jurassic Parks, they own. Candyman is Universal.
Okay.
It's supposed to come out this year.
Hmm.
Despicable Me. I mean, Illumination is Universal.
Yeah.
Now with the Blumhouse horror take on the Universal monsters, that's still coinciding with Universal's, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's genius.
Yeah.
I love the Blumhouse spin on their Universal monster.
I mean, I thought Invisible Man was incredible.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I definitely want to see more stuff of that caliber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna do a Frankenstein and a Dracula.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do we know who's going to play each?
Not now. As you know, Randy, I was really into the Mummy movie, the Tom Cruise.
Mummy.
Yeah, I was really into that dark whatever they call it, the dark monster franchise that they were gonna do. Like I was like they had Javier Bardem do Frankenstein. They had Angelina Jolie do The Bride of Frankenstein, but I don't think they're tied to that anymore. No.
All right. I mean, if they do it the right way, like The Invisible Man, that just had a great script.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it was like they wanted to start it with the Mummy movie, and it's like you can't start it with a movie that was so clearly rushed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's like a movie where you put it out because you don't want to lose the license.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like any of the Fantastic Four movies. It's like movies made just to keep hold of a license. Like no movie should be made that way. No movie. Like wait. Come up with a good script, a good cast, and film it.
Mm-hmm.
A good director. But yeah, it's.
I think that was the last movie I saw before the pandemic, Invisible Man.
It was one of the last ones I saw. Yeah.
Mine was 1917.
Oh,
I saw The Hunt. I think the day before they closed theaters down. But I think 1917 was like the week before that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great movie, a great theater experience.
I know it's playing again, and I'm like, I should go see that again.
Yeah. I would. Yeah, I think I saw it streaming. I think I did myself a service there.
It hurts me that I couldn't watch Tenet on in theaters. That would have been.
I just saw it on Sunday in the theater. So.
Oh, did you? Oh,
yeah.
How was it? How was it?
It's great. But yeah, it's still in theaters, so
yeah.
If you can go see it, like it's definitely a movie that needs to be seen on the screen.
I heard mixed things about it. Actually, I heard kind of a lukewarm response, but
I mean, it's if you like Christopher Nolan movies, it is exactly what you would expect from Christopher Nolan. It's Inception, but different.
All right,
like the entire like timeline of the film, like just like how long it takes for everything to go in, and the results are all exactly the same as that movie. It's just Inception with a different idea. Like it just plays out the same way. My only problem is that they have a scene in which Michael Caine is eating while he's talking. And it's like I don't want to see that on a big screen. It's like he's like, I'm like,
but like,
no, thank you.
Is it like a burger or is it like soup?
No, it's like fancy rich guy mush. Like eggs and bullshit. I don't know. Like, whatever rich people eat.
Is he spitting on? Do you see the spittle?
Yeah, it's like yellow and white and mushy in his mouth, and you're like,
wow.
Why are you doing this to us? Like,
is that 3D?
Yeah, right. It's in 4D. It actually
smell it.
Using that Captain EO technology.
But back to being John Malkovich. That went in a totally different direction. Oh man.
I can never promise that I won't tangent.
So now Lottie thinks she's identifying as a man now. She thinks she's a lesbian or a man or something.
Or Malkovich.
Yeah, that's perfect.
She's basically, identifying with Malkovich.
I like that.
It's like who she was meant to be was John Malkovich.
I'm just realizing that like his character is the perfect person to fall into the circumstance of becoming John Malkovich because he's so into, reenacting in a puppet's eyes someone else's life. So.
Oh yeah, it's like right before
Right.
he finds it when he's talking about like being in their skin. Yeah.
It was meant to be.
Yeah. Again, that's the brilliance of the script. To just connect that together. It's so great.
Schenectady was Charlie Kaufman, right?
Yep. He
Schenectady.
wrote and directed.
And directed. Okay, that's one I've yet to see.
Oh my
Trippy.
god,
Very trippy.
it is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would you compare it to like?
It might be it's hard to say. I mean, I love his work is incredible. But I may think that it's his best. It's
okay.
And Philip Seymour Hoffman. Holy crap! Like
it's got so much.
There's so much going on in the movie.
Yeah.
Actually, I hadn't seen it until we showed it at the Cinema Arts Center a couple years ago. It was someone's staff pick, and I just hadn't seen it. And I watched it, and I used the hearing assistance headphones, and there's all this like background talking in the film also, and it's just incredible. Like there so much went into that movie. It's
I have to check
the
it
sets
out.
are incredible too.
It's on a whole other level of film and acting. It's the way they pulled it off. I still can't believe that movie. It's really, it's out there. Awesome. I'm probably gonna rewatch Her after this.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while. Revisited that.
Saw that in theaters. Yeah.
Oh, nice. And did any of you guys see Human Nature?
Yeah, I own it.
How's that?
It's okay. It's like fun, but it's not great, but it's fun.
Is that written and directed by Charlie Kaufman or just written?
No, it was directed by Gondry.
Okay.
So Kaufman, I think Kaufman wrote it, or Gondry?
Yeah, Kaufman wrote it. Michel Gondry directed it. I think it came out right after this.
Nice. Kind of a side note.
Tim Robbins is always fantastic. I love that right in a row he worked with both tape heads, Tim Robbins and John Cusack. But they collaborate so often too.
Yeah. That
Tape
one
heads, High Fidelity.
That High Fidelity.
The Sure Thing. Rob Reiner film.
Sure. Who's in that? Who else is in that?
It's John Cusack, Daphne Zuniga.
Okay.
Princess Vespa, yeah.
Right.
And Tim Robbins is in it also. It's 1985. It's like right, at the end of it. It's the Brat Pack era of like they're all going to college now films. Nice. They finally moved on from high school, so that was like one of the first college films of the era.
Nice.
I came out same year as Revenge, or year after Revenge of the Nerds. So
Same
it's like
year St. Elmo's Fire, same year.
One of the best kind of plot twists in this film is falling in love through being John Malkovich. It's insane.
It is odd.
There's so many elements to this film.
And so with the DVD, they had this like little insert, like a little collectible booklet with like actual artwork, and they show the vessel, how John Malkovich is his head, and then there's a vessel that goes into it, and then there's a thing when he turns 44 that the vessel, I guess, closes or something, and so if you try to enter after his 44th birthday, you get sucked down into like a jail. It's like a weird thing. It's just,
one of the actual theatrical posters for this film has all that artwork on it.
That's it. Yeah.
Because there's like 3 different posters for this that came out. The one of them like at the entrance of it, and then there's like that one with all the weird like diagram stuff. It's incredible.
I love that.
There's one that has a mixture of both.
I don't know if that was Charlie Kaufman who actually did that art.
I will probably assume.
I should hope so.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That remind me, didn't John Malkovich do a movie that no one has seen? That's kind of in this time. It's in this time capsule in this vault that won't be open until 100 years from now.
I think I heard something about that.
Yeah, like so no one living right now would be watching it.
That's odd, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Right. After that news, I'm like, well, he did this movie, so
yeah,
it doesn't catch me by surprise.
Do we know anything about the plot or who else is in it?
No.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I love it.
Yeah.
So maybe our kids will see it.
This and the way they film this too, like with the being inside John Malkovich, it's like it's so reminiscent of the Saturday Night Live sketches with Christopher Walken, The Continental, where it's like from the woman's point of view, and
right?
Like, you see, like,
Yeah.
He did a lot of those. He did he was on like throughout the night.
Oh, he's hosted so many times.
That's great.
But
and
they back. I mean, obviously, even like the intro to it is done by Phil Hartman, like the voiceover, which they kept. They kept on. I guess the last time he did it was probably like maybe a decade ago. But it's like they still use Phil Hartman's original intro.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's respectful.
Yeah.
And speaking of Walken, didn't Spike Jonze do that infamous music video?
Oh yeah.
That Boy Slim.
That Boy Slim. Yeah.
Walking, dancing, and flying.
Showing off his dance moves.
Yeah.
Because he's an excellent dancer, and he never gets to show it. So
in every movie he's in, he tries to slip in a dance move or two in.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, he was originally a dancer. He was a classically trained dancer. Yeah.
Oh.
Speaking of which, I just saw At War with Grandpa today.
De Niro?
Walken does not dance in that movie, and I was very upset.
I rewatched Wedding Crashers, and he does dance a little. Yeah.
Blast from the Past, he had a nice little dance moment.
Yeah.
With Sissy Spacek.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't dance at all in Pulp Fiction, but that was only like a 2-minute scene.
Yeah. It'd be a weird scene if he danced.
He just started.
This is the watch.
Here's my watch.
Ass, like.
That's great.
Yeah, like why didn't he dance more in Sleepy Hollow? I mean, really.
He was painfully underused in that, by the way.
Ugh, I know.
Mm.
You put him in a movie and give him no dialogue.
Mhm.
Fuck that noise.
Oh.
But yeah.
Mhm. So in the movie, John Malkovich's name is said over 130 times.
First and last.
Well, I mean,
At least Malkovich.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, in the scene behind you, in just that scene, it's probably said about 100 times.
Yep, definitely.
So basically, they're using his body as a vessel.
Mhm.
They're just using him to get to each other, I guess.
Yep, they felt that, you know, it's true love based on being inside of John Malkovich. But it, like, I mean, it's such a oddly like a grim fairy tale kind of like story where it's like he's married to this woman, falls in love with this other woman, tries to impress this woman, his wife ends up falling in love with her, and then she only loves him as John Malkovich.
Beyond.
It's like they're in love, but only when she's John Malkovich.
Well, they do get together. Her and Lottie
Yeah.
get together at the very end, but
Yeah.
still, the events leading up to that finale, yeah, pretty insane.
But yeah, the classic third wheelness of John Cusack, total plan failure.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
typecast.
The typical guy who always wants the threesome, and then the other two fall in love.
Bizarre.
Did you just call me Lottie?
I know, never. Sweaty in the New Jersey Turnpike.
I love that, but like they're always like covered in like some kind of grease. Like, what is that? It's like, does that come from the Jersey Turnpike, or is that like from the portal? Like,
Now, how far do they drop? It can't be a big drop, right?
Probably a
It
few.
can't be a fall from.
I'm thinking like 10 feet. I'll have to consult the diagram.
yeah.
Don't forget about me. You have the maxi action figure to play with.
right?
Because I've fallen in love. This is what people who fall in love look like.
Well, you pick the ever white variety. That's the skin. Total lost in devotion through the same pair of eyes.
So with Catherine Keener, we actually have a weird little connection with her film Get Out. And there's been some fan theories that Get Out is a sequel to this, to being come out.
I saw Jordan Peele talking about this.
Very strange connection, but I'll read the thing here. Basically, Catherine Keener reprises her role 18 years later.
I never thought about that, but I like it.
Yeah, 18 years later, she reprises her role, and Allison Williams playing the grown-up Emily, that's Malkovich's daughter. And then Jordan Peele has responded saying it was not his intention when he created Get Out, but still likes the theory and has discussed it with Spike Jonze. Notable parallels include the theme of one person's consciousness taking over another person's body and being trapped as a passive spectator inside a body, being absorbed in this film, the sunken place in Get Out. So that's a very cool connection there. Thought I'd mention.
Okay.
Where do you got a gun?
I need to see you. Please. No. Live dangerously. Close early.
Bad chimp.
Like I was like, can I take 15? And they're like, good night, everybody. I'm like, wait, what? We're done.
Right hand across left.
The beginning of puppeteering.
Oh,
good.
It's just your passion for me taking over.
know what my passion taking hold feels like. I did. I made him move his arm across your girlfriend's worry stick. And made him talk, sort of. Now practice. For nothing more than another puppet hanging next to my wall.
No.
I'm sorry to have called you like that, but I was just really, really scared. I was so freaked out.
And here we have Charlie Sheen in a weird cameo.
Yeah, one of his more recent films was with Charlie Sheen.
Huh. And they also considered Kevin Bacon for this scene, but they went with
That's right. Yeah. I remember reading that. Like he didn't want to do it.
his mistake.
He was like, "Nah, I'm gonna go play a child molester in the woods." Sorry. Okay.
The weird thing is this Maxine likes to call me Lottie.
He didn't want to be one separated 1 degree from John Malkovich. He's like, that's the game changer. I can't be in a movie with him and John Cusack. Changes the whole 6 degrees.
It's even better.
But John Cusack was in Tapeheads with Tim Robbins, who was in Mystic River with Kevin Bacon.
It all circles back to Kevin Bacon.
Yep.
Everything.
Even I'm 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon. Is a fact.
You?
Yeah.
What were you?
I was in the movie Lost Suburbia with oh my god, why am I blanking on his name? Dude, Cody Lightning, who's a Native American actor who was in the movie Manic with Zooey Deschanel, who was in Mumford with Hope Davis, who was in Flatliners with Kevin Bacon.
Bravo, sir.
Uh-oh. He's going to mess up the space-time continuum.
Yeah.
Or something.
Going inside your own head. It's a dangerous game.
Mm-hmm.
As if the movie wasn't weird enough.
Yeah. I love the line.
He doesn't even know who he's talking to.
What a line.
Uh-oh.
John, Mr. Malkovich, sir. Mr. Malkovich, I think I can explain.
What?
That simulates what our planet felt. Well, the experience of being you, actually. Simulate? Yeah, after fashion. What exactly does that mean? I want to do it. I want to do it! Right now, Mr. Roche is in too, but he's
Let
not.
him do it, Fred.
Of course. Right this way, Mr. Malkovich.
He must be having an interesting experience, being back where he was when he went into John Malkovich. Now he's on the other side.
That's crazy. You think the guy who's already in there is seeing what?
Yeah, he would be seeing John Malkovich in the spot where he just left.
Right. That's crazy. It's kind of like that Russian doll, because he can smell its bones.
Yeah, this is the moment that broke motion pictures forever, but in a good way.
Malkovich.
I can't. So brilliant.
How was it? It was amazing this time. I slept it on it. Outside, I have seen a world that's no better. Really, for most people, it's a rather pleasant experience. That portal is mine, and it must be sealed forever for the love.
He's dripping in something. It's weird. Where does that film come from?
It's my head! It's my head! I will see you in court! What makes you think I won't be seeing what you're seeing in court?
One of the great, I still quote that all the time. It's one of my favorite, things ever. I had heard that it also was not scripted.
I think that was one of the a member of the crew.
Yeah.
And they kept different crew members kept missing him, but this one guy got on the first take. It's great.
I respect the fact that she didn't let me ever with a 10-foot wall. Danny? Marty?
Hey, Malkovich.
Oh. Spike Jones documentary work looking good.
Aw.
Hasn't been me and Malkovich the last time. That son of a bitch tried to talk to me, keep me sickening and oh my God. I'm so sorry. That's horrible. Thank you so much, Max. So, okay, that was Craig inside of Malkovich? It's because he's a public stand. Boy, I'm surprised. That's pretty impressive. What? It's confusing, you know? This is a very confusing situation.
Could say that again.
Listen, I should really get going and take some of the weight. Malkovich. We'll talk about this later.
What the fuck do you want?
I can explain about the portal here.
Hold on me, Mason. I don't know who the hell you think you are, but this insanity is now over.
Shut up. Reggie. Reg. Schwartzy.
How did you know it was me?
He called me. Escaped your evil clutches.
So I'm really sorry I did that, Maxine. I'm really everything.
He sounds just like Cusack. It's great.
So apparently you can control this Malkovich fellow now, huh?
Yes, I'm getting better all the time.
There you are. Hey, let's do it on his dining room table. Then we'll make him eat an omelet off of it.
No! You overrated sacrifice.
Eggy.
Yes?
Hi, Lester. It's Bonnie Schwartz. Craig's wife?
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Get out there. Look at you. You're soaking wet. Please come in. Come in. Here you are, my dear.
Thank you.
How's that?
Thank you.
So, my dear, is it that brings you to my door in such an inhospitable evening?
Well, Dr. Lester, I have a very unhealthy obsession with John Malkovich.
I see. You mean the performer?
Yes.
And what prompted you to come to me with this?
When I was here with my husband for dinner, I came upon a room that seemed to be some sort of John Malkovich museum. So I thought perhaps maybe you would have some appreciation for my stay.
You look so lovely, my dear. Standing there before the fire in my oversized mansion.
Oh, it's great weird dialogue.
Tell me, what is this strange power that Malkovich exudes? You've got to help me understand, because all I think about is wanting to be him. Wanting to be him. Wanting to be John Malkovich.
Perhaps you can.
Dr. Lester.
I am not Dr. Lester. I am Captain America.
I don't understand.
It was 90 years ago I discovered a strange portal, and I found that this portal led to a vessel body, and that I could live forever. I'm leaping from vessel to vessel.
So Dr. Lester is such a vessel?
Yes, he is.
He's still there, Steve?
I mean, technically, in theory, they could still make being Tom Cruise as just another vessel. It would be a sister film, a sequel.
Kind of like the Cobra Kai of this movie.
Yes. It'll be a new Netflix series.
That might work. I would watch it.
Oh, Charlie Kaufman's working with Netflix now, so.
There it is.
That's when he becomes right.
Love it. I love it.
Yep.
By midnight, after that, I get diverted into the next newly forming infant vessel. I don't want that. I'd be absorbed.
Absorbed? What does that mean?
Oh, well, trapped, held prisoner, if you like, in a host's brain. Unable to control anything. There was no watch the world through someone else. Now, I'd like you to meet some friends. See, I got lonely when I was by myself, so I figured I would wait this time to take along with me. Everyone, this is Coffee. She's a new friend of mine. So, what is she saying? You would like it?
I'd love to see you work.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Something that I call Craig's things of despair and disillusion.
Maybe they could do being Christopher Walken.
Ooh.
And a dancer can go inside his body.
And I don't know if this is Carter Burwell, but it's probably a previous piece.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Yes, it's Beethoven.
Brilliant.
Ah,
This is just playing with
wait, is it?
Darling, it's so much more. It's playing with people. Oh. Stay in him forever.
And then how will we make a living if our clientele doesn't have access to a product?
Well, plus he does get acting work occasionally.
Shut up. We're trying to think here. Puppeteering. I like that about it.
Exactly. And no one would ever even have to know it's not him.
Oh no, it's Bela Bartok.
Ah,
Music for strings, percussion, and celesta.
That's brilliant.
nice.
Lottie, we can see a decent woman. So, we've decided to offer you a place in John Malkovich with us.
Listen to me. And something I think you should know about Malkovich best.
John's here to see you. Should I send him in?
Of course, send him right in. Waiting again, you understand? Hey.
And this actor was also in an episode of Seinfeld.
Yes.
He was Ramon,
Oh,
the pool boy.
yep.
Anything? No coffee? Water? Tracy, get me chicken soup. Soup? Where? I want to get right to the point. From now on, I'm no longer an actor. I'm a puppeteer. Okay, great. And I'm going to redirect my career so that from now on, my name, John Malkovich, will be synonymous with puppets. Sure, no problem.
Poof, you're a puppeteer.
Just like honey, Maxine,
I'm busy.
Maxine, honey, it's on.
Horatio.
There's the truth in there.
They added that. His actual real name is Gavin.
Horatio.
And the man who reinvented how we view puppeteering. Tonight, we look at the man above the strings and the woman behind the man.
That announcer, I think he did a thing for Back to the Future Part 2 for Biff Tannen. Like the story of Biff Tannen, how he rose to power and became the richest man in Hill Valley.
Given a jump to Broadway accolades and Hollywood stardom. But nothing could prepare the public for what was to come next. And so it was that just 8 short months ago, John Malkovich dropped the bombshell that sent shockwaves through the entertainment community. Turning his back on his former profession, Malkovich had to start from scratch and pay his dues all over again as a fledgling puppeteer. John Malkovich's rise to stardom was fast and furious.
Jada Dick. Hanson.
Winona Ryder.
I look really amazing. I can fucking beat the truth.
If there's anything that upsets me about it, it's feeling like.
I love how serious you're
Yeah.
taking this.
But I think that once we all get the courage.
I feel like Sean Penn has done more fake interviews in movies as himself than any other actor.
Yep.
No, what do you do?
Which is hysterical because it's like they're always comedies, and he comes off as such like a hard ass. This like serious actor.
No? He's a technical genius. He breathes life into an animate object. So, godlike. And if they were to take something and, make it move.
He was the talk of the town, from the Beltway to Broadway. Aided in no small part by his new wife and manager, Maxine Long. In Maxine, Malkovich had found his mentor, his muse, his inspiration. In Malkovich, Maxine had found the love of her life.
Relax. This travesty will all be over with by morning.
Absolutely sensational.
Oh, look at this cameo.
For giving us this opportunity to share our creative vision.
It's impossible for John and Maxine.
It's like, what?
Malkovich was puppeteer.
Oh, and another
He
sign.
does that quite often, right?
Yeah.
Like in Deadpool.
But some say Maxine has changed since becoming pregnant, recoiling from the limelight, and rumor has it, from her husband's affections.
Malkovich shows us a reflection of ourselves, our frailties, and our desperate humanity. That's what makes him one of the most relevant artists around.
And what does the future hold for John Malkovich? Well, to quote the bard, he's got the world on a string.
I suppose the puppeteer's voice need not merely be the record of man, it can be one of the pillars, the props to help him endure and prevail. And I believe that. It's over! Mac, I gotta head down to ABT now. I've got the Swan Lake benefit tonight. Okay, but when I come back, we can maybe celebrate Malkovich's big 4-4. Okay? Jesus, why couldn't I have found the portal to a younger body? What if I fall tonight and break my hip?
So guys, some of your favorite Malkovich performances, favorite Malkovich movies in the past? Other than this, of course.
Oh, I was gonna say this is probably
Yeah.
tops it for me.
Yeah, I mean this. You got Con Air.
Mhm.
Let's see what else. I mean,
The jewel heist movie. No, I'm kidding.
yeah, Jewel Thief. Dangerous Liaisons.
Okay.
That's a good one. Yep.
I liked In the Line of Fire. I thought he was great.
Oh, incredible film. That's a good one. That's a really good one. It's one of my favorite Clint Eastwood movies.
Nice.
But
it is weird. You can't really think of
I've seen so many, and yet I'm like,
yeah.
Trying to remember, like, oh, Malkovich, huh? Yeah.
I like the remake of Mice and Men. I thought that was pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Him and
Oh.
Gary Sinise.
I gotta check that one out. Yeah.
Oh, the show The New Pope was actually really good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's in there too. Yeah.
The sequel show to The Young Pope,
Mm-hmm.
Jude Law.
Nice.
Correct.
Yeah, and Malkovich comes in to replace him. So good.
I like the what was the movie with Jonathan Pryce and Anthony Hopkins? As they played like one was a pope, the other was like a cardinal or something.
Oh, yeah, the
two popes.
Two Popes. Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we reviewed that on a show together,
Did
but I
we?
had not seen it.
Ah,
It was like we did 3 movies, and that was the one that only you had seen.
that doesn't happen a lot. But yeah, I enjoyed that one.
Oh, Shadow of the Vampire.
Is that where he plays the director and Willem Dafoe is Max?
Yeah.
Schreck?
Yeah. Yeah, that was fantastic.
Nice.
The Great Buck Howard, showed at Cult Cafe.
I just remember Hanks
With
in a very
Kreskin in person. He plays a
a
portrayal of the amazing Kreskin.
right.
And then, it's Colin Hanks. Tom Hanks is in the movie.
Briefly, he had like a brief scene.
Yeah, as his dad. Yeah, as Colin Hanks' dad.
That's a stretch. Oh, Burn After Reading.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. We saw that at the Nighthawk.
Nighthawk. That's right. Yeah.
That was what, like 2 years ago? A year
Yeah.
ago? Oh man, I missed that place.
The Man in the Iron Mask. He's in there.
Was he one of the Three Musketeers or something? What was it?
Yeah. See, Malkovich is like, you forget how much stuff he's in. You know?
He's versatile for sure.
Forgot he was in Space Force, which we reviewed also.
I'm trying to forget
He
that.
was the highlight of that.
That's true, but the rest of it,
I'm not a big fan now.
yeah. What a letdown. Weird scene here with the subconscious.
Empire of the Sun, which I still have not seen.
That's one of the few Spielberg movies I haven't seen either.
Same. It's like, it's weird. I mean, I guess like it doesn't really, sound like an interesting movie for a kid, and it came out when I was like 7 years old. So
I know he did
I
that
just
like
kind of missed it.
he did that like between The Goonies and Hook and like all these and like all these great kid family friendly sci-fi movies, and Empire of the Sun and Color Purple, very not family friendly.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's a great film. I think it was it won some Academy Awards. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And that was like Christian Bale's first role.
Yep.
Such a cool, that's such great camera angles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cuts are
Yeah.
going
Right.
in to see like
Right, from the dog door to the top of the bus, like that's incredible.
little Johnny Malkovich.
No. It's raises so many weird questions about identity and self and the soul. You know, was it really Malkovich's baby? I mean, not physically. Great performance from Keener. I could have seen an Oscar nomination for Diaz as well, actually.
Yeah. That's a problem when you have movies like that are just so good and everyone in the cast is so good. They only give the nominations to like a person. Like
That's
so
what
many people just get like the shaft.
That's what differentiates the Oscars from the Golden Globes, because the Golden Globes do like a group, like a
Yeah.
ensemble. Whole ensemble. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Oscars should do the same thing.
This is John Malkovich.
So,
My lovely bride walks. Okay. Now, my friends, the time is
piece of wood. That's great. Oh.
300 people inside of John Malkovich.
So they basically killed his soul. Or just push it aside a little bit.
So is this like how sperm is made? All sperm are old people that went inside of you through the portal to your mind that you eventually inseminate people with, and then they relive through that.
Show this movie to your kids. Teach them all about it. Very weird.
He's still holding a piece of wood. Machine and Malcatraz.
And so there was a first draft of the script where Lester and his friends weren't using Malkovich's portal as a means for extending their lives, but in a plot to take over the world in the name of Satan. Satan was the mysterious Flemmer that the Merton Flemmer building was named after, half named after. So that was an interesting turn.
All of us. Boy. All of us. Celeste, Lois, you, me, Gary Sinise.
Carrie Sinise.
Norman, please.
Need more cups. Yet. Should we do the cram test? Check it. Let me see. Are you gonna throw up? Are you gonna vomit? Okay.
Oh. Oh. Wow. It keeps getting better and better every time.
Produced by Michael Stipe.
It does hold up very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a classic. It's just a good film in every single way. It could
Every capacity, right?
I'm definitely I'm gonna rewatch all of the Kaufman films, all of the Jones films.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe even some of his music videos.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
They're all super well done.
Yeah.
And if you want to see him act, you can watch Three Kings.
That's right. That's right.
Spike Jonze is in that.
That's Soderbergh. That's Soderbergh.
Is it? Yeah, with Clooney and Ice Cube and Wahlberg. Yeah, but yeah, he's like the fourth guy that's like not in the he's like the fourth king.
Huh. All right. Any good?
Which I always thought was funny because it's like this movie's about more than three guys. And one of them is Spike Jonze. But it's called Three Kings. They're on the poster. It's like,
I'll check that out. Oh, this movie.
Octavia L. Spencer.
Oh, L. Oh, did not notice.
Burn Piven. So is it Jeremy Piven's dad?
Oh, is it?
I don't know. Probably. I mean, Cusack and Piven are very close.
That's true. Were they in? They were in some '80s, few '80s movies.
Say Anything, One Crazy Summer.
That was.
I mean, and then he's in Grosse Point Blank also. Piven. They're in a lot of movies together.
Yeah. Chris, what was it like revisiting this for you?
Oh, it was phenomenal. It was. I knew I loved it back then. I remember how much I loved it, but I was curious as to how much would stay with me, and I can't wait to revisit this again. In a couple months, or something like that. So yeah, and it does drive an urge to rewatch Spike Jonze movies, Charlie Kaufman movies. I definitely want to see Schenectady. So yeah.
Yeah, they dig deep into like very metaphysical stuff, very philosophical things, ideas,
and it's like stuff like between like the movie you just mentioned that I can never properly say the name of. Schenectady. It's not Schenectady. It's like Cincinnati
Right.
or whatever. But that movie, like adaptation and this movie, they all have like you can tell they're all written by the same guy. Like it's like there's this like thread that runs through them while not being a true like plot thread. It's just like they're very connected.
Yeah.
Right.
And he does this thing where he presents characters that are based on real people.
Yeah.
And he goes even deeper, like with Schenectady, New York. I know there's many layers to Philip Seymour Hoffman's character.
Yeah.
I'm gonna revisit that one for sure. But it's just brilliant writer. And I think he also has a few books, or at least he has a novel or something. One of the something.
Yeah, actually, it's on my shelf. I have it. I can't wait to sink my teeth into it. It's called Ant World. Yeah.
Ant World.
It's his debut. So when I found out that he is now a novelist, I was like, oh, I gotta sink my teeth into that. So
yeah, and I still have to watch. I'm Thinking of Ending Things, which is his new Netflix film.
that's great.
Anomalisa, I have not seen.
Yeah.
For great things.
Then
I've heard good things about
Eternal
that.
Sunshine of Spotless Mind, which we had not mentioned. Although we talked about Jim Carrey, but we did not mention that. Of course.
That was Michel. That was Gondry.
Yeah.
Gondry, yeah.
Yep.
And I always think that Spike Jonze is involved with that movie, but he's not.
Well, yeah, it gets confusing when it's because the two of them worked with Kaufman like more than once, so it's like there's this overlap where like sometimes you forget because they're both stylistically similar.
Right.
Similar, right.
I mean, Gondry's films are definitely more like magical, like they're always like more, like
The practice.
and they're brighter too. They're much brighter.
Gondry's films, from what I've seen, it looks like arts and crafts, but like done by an adult. Like
that's that's the feel of kidding. Eternal Sunshine. What was the movie he did that wasn't Charlie Kaufman? Was
Science of Sleep.
Yeah, Science of Sleep, which
Is
is a beautiful movie. Content-wise, like script-wise, isn't great, but it's visually stunning.
I could say about Be Kind, Rewind, actually.
That's it. Like
Rewind.
Jones, yeah. It's an interesting film.
I was expecting so much more because the trailer, they basically parody Ghostbusters. So
Yeah.
I was expecting a lot more, but it was okay, decent.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those. It's basically like a low budget, like a super like the concept is so low budget that I almost think that the budget on it was probably too much. They should have actually gone low budget and done it that way.
Right. That's what I was kind of hoping they would do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's too big for the concept.
Gotcha. Well, gentlemen, I want to thank you so much. This was great, as always.
Well, that's fun.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah. I hope to have you guys on again real soon. But I want to thank everyone else watching and listening at home on your devices for participating in this commentary and for revisiting such a great, just a beautiful film in every aspect. So I'm Randy Unger, and this has been Under the Radar presents Movie Commentaries, and we'll see you soon with another one. Thanks for watching. Take care.